Warning, explicit content. Blood, guts, swearing, lots of bad words, adult themes. No nudity, though. Lots of violence. Did I say violence? Viewer's discretion is advised. Welcome back, and I hope you guys are ready for another exciting episode of Pathfinders Wrath of the Righteous. Of course, we're going to be screaming, yelling at the dice roller, and just generally being like, "Argh!" But, you know, it's all in good fun. So let's enjoy the story. Let's kill some monsters, do some dungeons, and see what comes next. So let's go and hop into it. Oh man, I'm totally glad you guys got caught up. We're here in Trendalov's lair. Looks like we found some Baphomet's cultists in Trendalov's lair, so we're gonna deal with them. Looks like we got a surprise round on them too. All right, let's get them.
Away, you rascal!
Yeah, you rascals. Ooh, little thing popping off. Oh, looks like it's my turn to sing.
Don't hold back!
Ooh. Good hit. Yes. Oh shit, stop, please stop. A red-haired man raises his hands in a calming gesture. This place is an abode of peace and tranquility, a place to heal the soul and the body. It is not a battlefield. Please spare this man. Spare the cultist. I will spare his life, healer, but if I see him again, it will be forfeit. The man lowers his head. I understand and accept your decision. You are stern but not cruel. This gladdens my heart. Baphomet cultist cleric, so I can go? The boy looks at you with distrust. I want to know. I want you to know I won't change. I will remain your enemy, and Lord Baphomet will give me great powers. You are already strong. You do not need to serve demons. When you finally understand this, your soul will find peace. You already possess that which is worth the most, your life. The healer turns toward you. His red hair blows in the wind like tongues of flame, and his hazel eyes turn to gold. His voice becomes deeper and more majestic. You acted toward this poor boy as Trendalev acted toward you in Canabras, when she treated you with no consideration of who you were or whether you deserved to live. I can feel the touch of her magic upon you, like the last lingering farewell. Shit. The dragon looks down on you from above. It's not the way it looks right there. With every move of his powerful muscles, his golden scales shimmer and shine. Trendalev made the right choice, child. As did you. You were not born a dragon, but the true spirit of a dragon is within you. It is as strong in you as it is within her. Trust me, I knew Trendalev well. I am the gold dragon Halisarax. It was once my honor to teach the protector of Canabras. Oh, well, that's it. Now a big grown-up dragon is here, says Avu. I can hardly tell that I've been scolded and instructed and scolded. Avu's face is full of mischief. The gold dragon's expression looks almost like a smile. I always thought that you were chaotic dragons took such lectures as praise. I was once told as much by one of your relatives. Apparently, if a gold dragon doesn't scold you, it means you have done nothing of interest. Well, that definitely is not true about me, says Abu. Everything I do together with my best friend here is interesting. How about you, Garou? Go talk and discuss your grown-up things, and I will be very sneaky and tie a rattle to your tail. Were you testing me? Life itself was testing you. I merely seized the opportunity to look upon you. The last soul helped by Turendelev. We could use a gold dragon in the crusade. Do this the honor of joining us. Halcyanax shakes his head. Not now, I'm afraid. I have my own responsibilities to metallic dragons, but I will watch you from afar, and if I see you are ever in need of a dragon's wisdom, I will not be the only one willing to come to your aid. I have the spirit of a dragon within me. What am I supposed to do? Remember that life is a journey. Some go through it faster, others slower, but we all reach an end where nothing can be changed. As long as we are alive, so too is the hope of change. While we are living, we can do much good and change the world for the better. I taught this to Turendelev when she was on the brink of despair. She thought that, now tarnished, she was doomed to suffering and evil. But I showed her that, as long as we are here, and not at Pharasma's throne, nothing is lost, and no one is lost. Choose the actions that will make the world better, such as the path of a gold dragon. I know you tried to save Turendelev from corruption. How did you manage to succeed? The dragon closes his eyes for a moment. Turendelev. Here she found shelter, fighting the desire to decimate and destroy. I flew here to help her. The sun rose and fell more than once as she poured out all her hatred upon me, all the pain that was tearing her soul apart. Many times we found ourselves at one another's throats, ready to fight. Many times her words wounded me deeply, but in the end, I got through to her. I found the right words, and I stayed with her in this place of peace and rest until her soul found healing. Farewell, Halcyanax. I would say until we meet again, child.
No time for idling.
Tunic of the Ardent War Priest. If the wearer of this shirt has the Fervor class ability, it grants them 3 additional uses of Fervor per day. Hell yeah. It's 3 extra instant spells, swift action spells. Because the healing is a joke. But I wonder if that means he's a part of the Gold Dragon mythic line. Seems like it. But I don't know if I'll ever do Gold Dragon, unless I really want to, like, see whatever kind of story there is for it. Okay, I don't really need to do a lot of... Oh, I do need that with Soziel. Let me grab Soziel. That was a couple of days. Burn down shack. Collect. We'll enter this location. Huh.
A trivial task.
Judging by the burrow's form, it was dug by an incredibly huge purple worm. That's not what I want to hear.
A simple smile goes a long way.
I'm always ready.
My will is resolute.
That's good. That's a bunch of dead bodies. They're all dead. Wait, what's that? Do you hear that sound? Soziel asks.
They choose to stand
That's a
against me.
purple wormy. Let's wait for him to go. Because of that. there's a trap right there. Okay, we're moving back this way. Dragon, go over there. Back up, Paladin.
Be gone, fiend!
Gluttonous Maw. Fucker tripped me. Ow. Holy fuck, he crit. That son of a bitch.
Your time is over.
Strike!
Get him, little dude. Yeah, maul that mother.
Fall!
The monster is dead. Wiping the sweat from his face, Silzio looks over the battlefield. It's the extripators. This enemy must have been more than they could manage. The cleric holds his hand in a short funeral prayer. I liked fighting this big evil thing. Maybe we can find another one? Maybe we can look for it. Do you want me to look for it? But don't start dinner without me. You won't, will you? And why is Silzio so sad? I don't like it when people are sad near me, and I'm not. It makes me feel strange. Avi lowers her nose and snorts sadly. Do you see your brother among them? No, he's not. I don't see him among these people. The relief is palpable in the young cleric's voice. Looks like the imposter set us to a trap. Yes, looks like it. What can you say about the bodies? They died not long ago. Judging by the wounds, they were killed by the same beast we just dispatched. Let's return to Dresden, and Silzio clenches his fist. Oh, Shaylin. Help me endure this entire story. You know, I don't recognize myself. I serve the goddess of love, but the Hell Knights, I hate them. I really do. It's sickening, but I don't know how to get rid of this feeling. You really haven't been yourself since that imposter showed up. The things he said about my brother, I admit I want to grab him by the throat and squeeze so hard his spine cracks. It's a dirty, unworthy desire, but I can't get rid of it. And worse, I think the reason I'm so angry is because I'm afraid he's telling the truth. What does your faith say about it? It's a temptation, and I must overcome it. Their cruelty stirs indignation in me. I'd like to believe it's righteous, but they also call their spite righteous anger. I shouldn't be like them. I shouldn't answer evil with evil. But, goddess, it's so hard. Why do you hate the Hell Knights so much? The fact that we even tolerate them is a disgrace to the entire Crusade movement. Cruel tormentors who are indifferent to the suffering of others, or who perhaps even enjoy it. What are they doing on our side? Why do we let them justify all these atrocities by participating in the crusade? Let's go. We have to talk to the imposter again. Silzio nods without saying a word. Assuming this is gonna be Cold Iron Masterwork Stoof. What is a magic flail? Magic spear.
Friendship lasts forever.
Sometimes. Other times it lasts just as long as it needs to.
No challenge at all.
Ooh, there's a mace right there. Light mace.
There's something over there.
Ascend to the top. What's this? Huh. A greater shadow.
You offend me.
Oh yeah, I got the ghost touch weapon. Is something?
Is there trouble?
Oh, they tried to
Easy.
leave traps for it, it looks
Adventures
like.
are exciting.
Alright guys, let's get out of here. Don't mind me. Just making faces at the dog. Knapsack on a tree.
Must be nice back home now. I bet my
Don't want to hear you talking. I want to get out of here. Oh god, there's an army coming up to Dresden. Where did they come from? Oh, they took that place already. That's what happened. Okay. Got it. Got it. Defenders of Freedom. Strengthen the chain of command. Got one rank up. Economy. Royal Parade. We can't because everything's fucking diplomacy. A special messenger from Gallifrey was delivering a missive to Dresden and ran into a sentry patrol by accident. Alas, the soldiers took the messenger for an enemy and attempted to search him, which ran contrary to the messenger's instructions. The sentries were killed, and the messenger has arrived in Dresden, now awaiting the commander's judgment. Accuse the messenger's superior officers. Don't be jerks. You jerkiness. Another fight. Let's get to fighting. That's a lot of ash giants. Boop, boop, doop, doop. Oh yeah, what? Is this flail +1? Yeah, we just got a bunch of +1 stuff. An army reached me and now attacks. Oh god, I think this is just my little 3 Azadas. Well, I just lost 3 Azadas. Yeah. They're gonna lose either way. They're not taking that on. Oh. And be like, they've taken Dresden. You lose the game. Be like, what? Okay, I actually have to fight them, I guess. There we go. Oh god, her head came off. Oh shit, her head came off. Yes, Fort Dresden besieged by an army. Okay. Now I can fight them with an actual army. I forgot when mongrels kill people. Oh no, he's a ranged character. Son of a... I moved my archers instead of having them shoot. Okay. No more Manotars. Ow. Oh no, I killed them too soon. I should have waited. Fuck me. Well. I mean, it's my secondary army. But it's filled by mostly mercenaries, and fucking these chicks are so hard to get. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, your mythic units are hard to get. It's actually really, really irritating. That's what Xanther's experiments. I'm not doing Xanther's experiments. Enter this location. Day 4, month Castril, year 4716. Iridescent streaks appear in the bilious violet sky above the deserted lands. Iridescent streaks appear in the bilious violet sky above the desert lands. The streaks are not like an ordinary Galarian rainbow. They look more like oil dropped in water. The sweltering haze in the sky seems to waver along the streaks. Time and again, one of the commander's party spots some movement out of the corner of their eye and reaches for their weapon, only to immediately realize they were mistaken. The ground underfoot turns to a muddy gray, covered in a dense layer of ash expelled by geysers. Curious natural phenomenon not uncommon in these parts. In the distance, barrows can be seen, appearing only as vague piles of rocks in the haze. The wind whips clouds of ash in the faces of the commander and her party. Along with the ash, the wind ushers a ragged gray clouds that shroud the sky. A giant eye of a cloud, unblinking, watches the commander and her party from above. One can only imagine how insignificant the creatures struggling across the land must seem from such a height. In a break in the clouds, the white of the sky's eye pulses, ready to burst and boil. The dark cloud of the pupil grows blacker still. The commander decides to perception. Garou observes that in this wind, the ordinary storm clouds cannot coalesce into clear shapes. The air throbs with peril. This is no mere storm. What's brewing is something brought by the abyss, and possibly only in the wound. Songs of Rage observes that in this wind, the ordinary storm clouds cannot coalesce into clear shapes. Oh no, Song of Rage recalls conversations with seasoned crusaders. If a giant eye appears in the sky, you must run and not look back. According to witnesses, what follows is such an omen that it is so horrific that it can rob a newcomer to the wound of their sanity. Mobility. We're probably going to fail. Oh, we succeeded. Living creatures can be beaten, but one cannot conquer a force of nature. The commander decides to run for cover. The party manages to reach the barrows before the storm swells to its full force. Something suddenly drops from the sky, landing with a splat at the commander's feet, like an overripe fruit. It's white, about the size of a chestnut. It has a dark center, and the longer the commander stares at it, the more it seems like something is staring back. The fruit looks disturbingly like an eyeball. The whirlwind of ash stops the party from looking up to see what's happening in the sky. Perhaps a carrion bird was transporting its already rotting prize home. At least that's what all the companions are hoping as they cluster around the milky white eyeball. A second eyeball lands nearby, with an unpleasant squelch, leaving only a bloody splash on the ash-covered ground. Two eyeballs cannot be a coincidence. The looming rocky ledges, which give the barrow the appearance of a hill, look like they could come crashing down on the party's head. At any moment, however, they do offer protection from the storm. The horrific hail misses the party almost entirely, and eyeballs land around them in a wet cacophony. That's gross. The land around the barrows looks more like a dumping ground than a burial ground. The storms have bleached skulls and bones, rusted armor, and dented swords. This is a familiar sight. More surprising are the arms and legs of golems scattered around the waist. The once snarling faces of animals that now lack all resemblance to their living brethren. Things that look like horse carcasses, but with broken mechanical legs. Everything is brown with rust and long forgotten. A battle was fought here once. Through the veil of ash, the party struggles to find the entrance to the barrow. Perception. Garou taps on the rock to test its solidity, trying to find a weak point, a crevice or a door. Victory smiles on her. The next strike is answering with a ringing of iron. The ash-darkened piece of metal that covers the entrance crumbles under Garou's attack. The mouth of the barrow is cool and smells of damp and dust. More of the ash lies underfoot, pressed into a glossy, slippery crust. It is clear that the barrow has been constructed above a cave system, and deliberately carved out corridors stretching off into the barrow's depths. Leave the room for unnatural passageways. The wind, wailing through the stalactites in the dark, carries a strange, similar sound. To a desperate human cry, "Help me! Help me!" The party strains to hear and decides to lure nature. 26. Find out whose the voice belongs to. The longer Song of Rage listens, the more the voice changes. One moment it sounds like the desperate cry of a child. The next, the piercing, ragged scream of a woman. The next, birdsong. It cannot be ruled out that she is hearing only what she wants to hear. Go towards the voice. Garou cannot ignore the cries for help, and the party rushes toward the sound, frequently looking around for enemies or traps. A strange thing, the closer they get to the voice, the less distinct the pleas become, blurring into the grinding screech of a rusting mechanism. The only passage leading further into the barrow finishes in a dead end, a spacious cave, its walls decorated in frescoes that have almost entirely faded over time. Before the companions have a chance to decide whether to look for a door or turn back, the cave floor, which seems solid with well-trodden ash, vibrates and begins to ripple like water. One after another, the commander's companions are sucked into the thick ashy mess, like they have stepped into quicksand. The party notices fissures in the nearest wall and tries to grab onto the cracks to climb out. The commander's companions hang suspended above the quagmire for a time, but they cannot move any further. There are no ledges on the wall to grab onto. Even the strongest party members begin to lose their grip and eventually slide back down. Perception. The party understands that panicking is pointless. Assessing the situation and formulating a plan of action is much more useful. When they stop struggling, they notice that the quicksand seems to loosen its grip in turn. Below, they can hear strange noises like grinding metal. Could there be a mechanism drawing the quick ash downward? The exit from the cave is still too high up, and now the party only have one route: out, down. Closing her eye, let's try the mobility. The party floats in the quick ash like water, and manages to slow their sinking with precise, measured movements. They maintain their composure, giving them time to think about what to do next. The party has tried everything it can. The only option left is to accept its fate. Those who wish to speak barely have time to say their goodbyes. Closing her eyes tight, the commander takes a deep breath and dives. The quagmire's resistance vanishes as expected. The commander opens her eyes, sensing that she is in freefall. Through the gloom, she sees a spear sticking out parallel to the ground, and she manages to grab hold of the wood and hang suspended from it. Suddenly, everything jolts into action. Dozens of daggers, saws, swords, and spears spring out from all sides, whistling through the air. But this is no enemy ambush. The weapons are being brandished by the pistons and loud scraping gears of a giant mechanism. The spear that saved the commander was so rusted in its piston that it no longer is able to move. The party has found itself in the heart of a giant metal flower growing up out of the ashy quagmire covering the floor. The Urang, built by the forges of the abyss, tries to close its petals, crushing, mashing, and cutting its victims to pieces. But years of lying dormant in the darkness have taken their toll. Its articulations move with a soul-shuddering screech and become easily jammed. The mummified bodies of unlucky crusaders can still be seen hanging speared on rusted blades. If the commander wants to avoid their fate, she must knowledge arcana. Figure out what makes it run. Even a magical mechanism is still a mechanism. From above, the commander has a good view of the Uraneg's inner workings. Large, toothed wheels are set in motion by gear shafts. It all becomes clear. If the gear shafts can be jammed, the movement will stop. The commander is almost out of time. Another few minutes, and it'll all be over. Realizing that a simple escape isn't possible, the commander decides to try jamming the Urnog's main mechanism in the heart of the flower. She looks around for something sturdy and finds a hammer in the hands of a dead paladin. The body of a paladin clutching a warhammer in his hands of bone hangs from one of the Urnog's hammers, pointing directly upward. The commander is lucky that this warrior chose to meet his death with weapon in hand. The commander drags the body toward her and grabs the hammer, but the servant of light's grip is still surprisingly strong and refuses to relinquish the weapon. The bone arms are easily ripped from the skeleton's shoulder, still holding the hammer. The commander tosses the lot into the heart of the Urnog. The hammer falls, sparking off the gears and getting stuck between them. With a furious screech and scraping, the Urnog tries to grind up the hammer, but it cannot. A tremor travels up the pedals. There is a deafening cracking sound, and the Urnog stills forever. After carefully extracting themselves from the clutches of the broken Urnog, the commander and her party find themselves up to their knees in ashy sludge once more. But this time, it only harmlessly squelches under their feet as they walk. A dark breach yawns before them, and the cry of the commander heard at the entrance to the barrow rises up again. Help me. Since there is no other route, the commander decides to see if there's anything value on the Crusaders' bodies. The commander searches the Crusaders' bodies. What the dead no longer need may prove useful to the living. Fortune smiles on her. The party will be leaving the Urnog's cave richer than when it went in. After all its ordeals, the party goes up to the surface and emerges in a small chamber. Pipes protrude from numerous openings dotted all over the walls, and they connect to a small box adorned with Baphomet's symbol. The box cries out, producing a high, plaintive noises that, when carried through the pipes, begin to sound something like, "Help me." The commander knows that this is just another demonic mechanism created to lure Crusaders into the barrow. She smashes the box, scattering small bolts and gears across the room. Silence reigns. There are no more secrets left in this place now. Ooh, got fencers. And just like that, the episode for today is over. The narrator's a little tired. You gotta give him some props for, going at it. But thank you for hanging out and watching Pathfinders Wrath of the Righteous. Hopefully you guys had fun. So if you did, do the thing. Like, comment, subscribe, share it. The link for the previous episodes and next episodes should be in the descriptions, unless they are not out yet. If you want them early, you could always beg for them in the comments, maybe. Tell me your favorite part of each episode. Let me know you guys are enjoying it. And with that, I will let you guys get back to your day, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for hanging out.